What up?
All right, so what we hitting on first?
We are getting on first our series that we are writing, and we're gonna break it down for y'all. We're gonna make a podcast out of it, just like Kevin Smith did when he did Tusk. And so I thought that would be the best way to get it out there, get the fans to support it. Maybe we'll get a hashtag behind it. I came up with a placeholder name for it. You can tell me if it sucks or not. It's called 2K MyWay.
Boom. That's a working title because unless 2K gives us financing, we might not be able to do it. But
The reason why I didn't go live when you said ready was I was sending an email to my contact who has a contact at 2K. So I'm trying to see if we can pitch this to 2K as well, and we can get because we have to have 2K involved in this because their video game is in the whole series.
Or we do like people do and make it like a known thing, and then when people watch it, we just name it something else, but we create a hashtag where people are like, but we know they're playing 2K.
Well, the thing is, I mean, in the culture, people call it 2K. Like there is that new Comedy Central show, something side about like movers, and it was like, I'll beat you in 2K. It was like, you got that 2K? Yeah. So we can't not call it 2K.
I don't know because people have been doing that with Coca-Cola all the time because Coca-Cola used to not lend their name to movies and people would just create a name to call it Cola, but they were talking about Coca-Cola in the movie.
Right.
So that they wouldn't have to pay Coca-Cola any money.
Right. But I don't know. We have to. But here's what's going down. Is that we have a show, and this is the premise of the show. It's about a brown disabled kid, and we want to have our good friend Samuel Mckoy-Johnson play lead. We're actually writing this for him, and it's about a character who's in a wheelchair like Sam. He's in college, and he's the first brown person in his family to go to college. But he realizes that what he's going to college for isn't going to make him the money he wants. And he sees that there's this money in competitive gaming. And he finds out that there's competitive NBA 2K tournaments.
I think since he is a brown person, it should be less about the money and more about the fact that this is not what he wants to go to college for. This is what his parents want him to go to college for because it makes a bunch of money, but he would rather be a gamer. Because that resonates more with a brown person than just saying it was all about the money, because usually they're going to college because their parents have like picked out the salary and been like, you'd be good as an accountant or you would be good as a doctor. Not because they grew up wanting to be a doctor, because the parents like, you'll make a bunch of money and you'll be successful.
Right. What do you think the degree he should go for? Should it be communications or should it be something else? Like, should we keep it close to the vest of what he's actually doing?
I think it should be. I think it should be like something like even if it is communications, the communications leads to like psychology and psych degrees, and it leads to like social work and stuff like that. Maybe the parents want him to become like a counselor or advocate for other handicapped people, and he doesn't really feel like he ever had a real counselor or advocate other than himself or like gaming people. So he feels like he gets back more by being a symbol of somebody going for it than being like a martyr for handicapped people. So maybe they want to become like a counselor or something for handicapped people, or maybe his parents own a business that deals with handicapped people, like a car service or something, and they want him to help them get more business and like be be like more reputable by him having a degree in something. So something like that. Like his parents are like, you need to go to this college because then that'll help us open up a whole new line of business and like stuff like that. And he's like, you need to get your head out of those games. Kind of like how they want RZA to stop playing music and focus on selling drugs because it's for the family.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the thing is he finds out that there's this, that they have like he goes to like an all brown college. He doesn't go to like Brown University, but he goes to like an all brown college. And
even though they don't make, just a disclaimer, they don't make all brown colleges. Just letting you know.
Okay.
Now, if you're saying historically black college, yes, but they don't make all brown colleges. They make all white colleges, but they don't make all brown colleges.
So we do it. So we do it where he finds that there is, because of the whole thing with colleges signing people to be on esports teams. This college has an esports team for 2K, and he wants to join, but the college, I'm thinking it's like at a fraternity, like it's this fraternity that's it's this fraternity that's like just like you know, there's this fraternity. There's this like, oh, we're good at gaming, or we're good at 2K, and so the university gave us money to turn our frat house into an esports house or whatever. So they have now their fraternity is like, it's always been about the gaming, but now it's like an official like site for esports and for 2K. But the thing is that there's no handicap access. It's not handicap accessible. You know.
See, this is where I feel like the school shouldn't be in a historically black school.
Okay.
Like, because if you're gonna make it a fraternity, like that got a grant from the school for esports, that's not gonna happen at a historically black college. That's gonna happen at like an Ivy League school or like a engineering technical school or science school. That's not gonna happen at a historically black college, because the fraternities there are like the Kappas, the Omegas and stuff, and they're gonna like, they wouldn't bring that type stuff to the schools. They try to be like more like preppy and like we're the black gentlemen or we're the dogs and like stuff like that. I think that plays better if he, like, since he's from Pennsylvania, put him in a school in Alabama or in Georgia where it's like fish out of water, but since he crossed Mason-Dixon, gaming is taken more seriously down there.
Right.
And it can still be a fraternity, but it's like a fraternity that's more like a nerd geek fraternity, because they have those for the schools where like most of the people doing it are engineering majors and computer science majors and different stuff like that. Because you hear about schools all the time giving out this money, and there's a school, I think it's in Wichita, that gives out money for esports and different stuff like that. Like, because if it's gonna be a fraternity, I think it would be better if it was set at a multiracial school or like a Ivy League school, like MIT or something, or like College of the Mines.
Right. And so he tries to, go, practice with them, or, because they do a weekly, they do these weekly tournaments, and he's like, well, I'm going to go, show my skills. He's been honing it in his dorm room and whatnot, just at late hours, once he gets his homework done, maybe I don't even know. Does he do his homework? Does he take the going to college serious, or is this now like his main focus?
I think that it should be that he takes it seriously, but the course is more made like he finds out that the degree is more to make normal people more comfortable with handicapped people. But since he's handicapped, he already knows all this stuff because he's lived it. So it's like it's super easy for him. Like they have him doing like stuff like imagine if you're handicapped. He can't imagine if he was handicapped because he's already handicapped. Like what would you do in this situation? This is a daily situation that he already had to overcome during the 6th grade. So like his time, like he has like free time at school that he didn't think he would get once he left home from living with his like mom or living with his parents. So now it's like everything is all the pressures are gone, but now he has to fill his time. So that's when he like starts doing gaming all the time and racks up all the stuff because the degree is so easy because the degree plan is not set for handicapped people. It's for able-bodied people to be able to do stuff. So it's like super easy.
He's been doing 2K for like forever.
Yeah.
You know, he's been doing it since he was, you know, since for 20 years or like, you know, well, not 20 years. It's been out for 20 years. So he's been doing it for like 15, 16 years since he was like 5 or 6.
But he was doing that with like cousins and local people because where he's from, they don't really do all the tournaments and stuff. But now that he's down here, nobody's to tell him. Like he's used to somebody being like, get off that game, or why you spend all your time on the game. But now that he's in college, like he can play the game whenever he wants. He can compete against whoever he wants. He can talk shit to people openly without anybody like being like, why are you over there cussing? They're talking shit. Like he can do it now freely. Like he has a freedom now to be the player he always thought he could be, and there's nobody there to judge him, except for these new assholes at the college who think they're hot shit because they've been playing able-bodied people. Now you can beat, like you say, like now you can beat by a dude with one hand, or now you can beat by a dude in a wheelchair.
Head north on North Elm Street toward West First Street, then turn right onto West
because when the tables are even, like he's like beating the shit out of these people that thought just because they were beating able-bodied people that they were the shit. We come to find out they weren't even close to being good.
Well, I mean, I think they have to be good. Like, you know, like I said, I think that the one guy, he's been doing, you know, he's been trying to get on this like major NBA 2K team, you know, that travels all over the world playing 2K at like big things like CEO or like big events.
I think that guy should be like yeah, he's good, but he's only good because he's like a dastardly player. Like he finds out stuff about people. Like he won a tournament one time because he slept with the dude's girlfriend before the tournament, and so the dude wasn't focused. Like he'll fuck up your grades. Like he'll cause stuff to happen where like I don't know why Brody man didn't show up, but like if he's not here in 30 seconds, this guy's now the new champion. Like he's good, but he's not it's not based off of 100% off gameplay. Like so if he thinks somebody is better than him, he's like that character that's like, I'll do whatever it takes to win, even if I got to get dirty.
Right. Like I mean
go ahead.
Should we do it like that? Because that seems kind of typical, like the typical bad guy, like trope that would be in this type of show.
But there's never a trope where the handicap, where the person that beats this person, or makes everything accessible for people like him is handicapped. You always see it where it's just one white guy versus another guy, or it's rich kids versus poor kids. Like, in order for that guy to be a villain, you don't want them to become best friends at the end.
Right. Because you need more seasons of him, like, trying to take him down.
Yeah. Or him coming up with like, ways, or him trying to convince people that handicapped people don't deserve a chance. Or, like in Season 2, he can be like, well, of course he would be better. He's been given everything in his life. And then like you have the thing where he's like, I haven't been given shit. I was born this way, and I had to make the world see me for me. And you were given everything in life, and look how you turned out. Like so he can continue to become a villain where he's being like, handicapped people suck because they're given all this opportunity over normal-bodied people. Like he can become like that. And he's like, I'm representing like how they do with the racist Trump stuff. Like I'm representing true American values. Like I'm representing for the able-bodied people.
Right. But it just kind of makes him look like a dick in the end.
Yeah. But there's always going to be dicks, just like with Trump. There's always going to be dicks that'll follow that dick.
Yeah.
And he's just like playing to the lowest common denominator. But then Samuel is like, he doesn't need all that because this is his game, and he believes in his ability, and he's finding other people that play other stuff and that haven't been given chances, not just people that like, well, I'm rich, so my parents had a bunch of money, so I got an Xbox when I was 6, so I've been playing since I was 6, just when my friends came over, so I could like show off to them, not really because I had a love for the game.
Right. But like, you know, Samuel's character, he got it when he was like 6 or 7, but it was like a hand-me-down from like one of his older cousins because he got like the new system or whatever because like his cousin like is in the drug game maybe. Or do we want to go there? Do we want to go there? Or do we not want to go there?
We can go there. Like we can make the cousin. We can make like the cousin went to prison, or the cousin got killed and then he got it. And maybe this cousin like was like sick or something, and he was the only person because the cousin was sick and he was handicapped. The cousin was the only person he played with all the time because that's all the cousin could do, or something to that effect. And so when he died, like he lost that person.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why he like still plays 2K. Like it was they had the love for the game. And they mutually like it was maybe the cousin's love for the game of NBA and the video game itself, where he grew a love for it too, but then he grew even more love for the game because he passed away. He's like, I'm gonna keep playing because his cousin was like, because he kicking his cousin ass like all the time in the game. He's like, man, you're too good, man. You're gonna go places. He's like, man, nah. I mean, but the thing is, with his cousin tells him he's gonna be good, and like he's great, and then and like when his cousin dies, like that's the only thing he wants to. He wants to honor his cousin.
You can even put a thing in there where he never knew that his cousin was letting him win, and then he finds something where his cousin had been a championship gamer, but his cousin never told him. He was just playing with him for the love of it.
No, I think that the kid would be good. I think the Samuel character would be good, but his cousin's good too. But Samuel's character is beating his cousin like all the time, and he realizes like Samuel's like the next Samuel's like the next like the best person in the family at this game.
No, I'm talking about as far as like if it's his older cousin was Samuel's age before he got sick and was winning Donkey Kong, winning Pac-Man and stuff, but he never brought it up because their family doesn't respect gaming.
Right.
Like so it never came up. Like even when he died, like he didn't find out till later because maybe the aunt or something hates gaming, and she's like, and like she's one of those people that says stuff like, "Nah, you can't put no game system on my TV. You'll mess it up." Or like, "Why you doing all that gaming? Like that's the devil's work," and like stuff like that. So like maybe they're throwing away his stuff or something, and he finds out that his cousin had the #1 score at the arcade of all the stuff, and then all of a sudden at some point in his life, his mom made him stop, and then later on in life he got sick. But the only time he went back to gaming was when he was playing with Samuel.
Right.
So that made the end of his life happy because he ended his life doing the stuff he loved with with somebody in his life who was related to him that he loved, and that's how he ended his life doing stuff that he loved with someone he loved, which was Samuel.
Right.
But he
Yeah.
like let's say during the movie Samuel starts to get known, and then he goes home to visit like on Thanksgiving or something, and they're all like somebody say some fucked up shit like, that's why your cousin got sick, all the damn gaming. Thank God he found the Lord before he died and stuff like that. And then like he goes outside or something and sees a box in the trash, and it's like Polaroids of his cousin at an arcade tournament, like Polaroids or pictures of his like high scores and stuff. And like he's like, y'all getting rid of this? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But what was I say?
That could be the point. That could be the point, because he's seen looking at all these, but then you have these flashbacks. He's like, man, he's like, I can't believe. It's like, man, you're making me so mad. You keep beating me in this 2K, man. Like, hey, it's like, man, I'm gonna have to up my game. And he's like, and you see these flashbacks of him, like he goes from like showing the Polaroid into like, you know, that moment when he won, and then it's a flashback of Samuel and him playing these games. And it's like, man, you're getting better than I am. It's like, man, one day you're gonna be the greatest. It's like one day, like one day, and he's like the great, you know, one day you're gonna be, you're getting better than I am. It's like one day you're gonna take out everybody. And he's like, and he like in that moment, when he remembers that what his cousin said, it's like, one day you're gonna take out everybody. He's like, because at that moment he kind of feels defeated, because, you know, he's been playing these guys or playing online, but these guys have been like fucking with him, like you said. And so he's like, man, how am I gonna do this? But that's like a turning point for him. He's like, you know, fuck it. Like, I am the greatest. It's like, it was even foretold.
I think at this point in the movie, by this point, up until this point in the movie, he should just have his avatar speak for him. Like, maybe his avatar has a wheelchair or has like a signature name, and people are like making up all this stuff about like who is this person, and the asshole characters are like making up like rumors and different stuff about him being like, oh, he's a Chinese national that's a hacker who like faked his profile, or like this person doesn't exist, he's just a bot, like all his wins are fabricated. And like other people are online being like, no, like I've never seen a person like represent with a handicap avatar or something. But he's like, after that point, he's like, no, everybody needs to know who I am. I'm not afraid. Like, I'm not afraid to be known anymore, or these people don't scare me no more. Like I'm ready to, like you said, I'm ready to take them all on. Like I'm not hiding no more.
Right.
Boom.
And then he ends up at this tournament, you know, and he works his way up in the rank, like because he's not ranked, right?
Right.
But this one kid, the one asshole kid is ranked, like he's ranked, and so Samuel's character has to like work himself up, you know, and like oh well, what's your handle? And it's his PlayStation handle or whatever. It's like, wait, what? You're that guy?
Yeah.
I watched you. It's like, man, I watched you play against. I watched you beat the Dick like a few months back, man. And I watched him get so pissed. It's like, and they're like, and then there's like all this. So it's like, yo, so and so is here. So and so is here. Who is it? It's that kid. It's that kid. And so everybody's just always crowding around watching him now, like, you know. Then he's just going on, and he's just taking out like left, right, left, you know, like you have the montage of his name working up in the bracket, you know, and their names like working up in the bracket.
You should give him like a section like during that montage where the people have like paper printouts of his avatar, and they're like, oh my God, look, there's a section. The section is growing, and it's like people holding up the sign, like, and then and like everybody's like people with homemade shirts and stuff. Like, oh my God, like it's like a 3-day tournament, and when people realize he's there, like people just keep showing up and showing up. And
right.
like there was only 12 people in this section on Friday, and now we're here Sunday morning, and there's over 300 people, all like being like, we are, what's the name, or being like, he's like, yeah, and then the bad guy's like, yeah, it's just a fad. I got my people out there too, and it's all like assholes, like rooting for him and stuff.
Right.
So, hello?
Yo.
Okay, hey, I'm still doing this roof, but I had an idea. Since Samuel's already great at one-liners and comic timing, and you know how a lot of times when handicapped people have valid points, people use bullshit like stuff to say to negate their point. I feel like we should make him a shit talker, but one that actually, like, the shit he's saying actually makes sense, not just him like doing a bunch of cussing. Like, he actually says stuff that cuts deep, like the people, and make it like funny, like one-liners and stuff. And things he says, like, compared to other people just being like where you sucker, go fuck yourself. Like, he actually can talk real shit and knows what he's talking about. Other people just like making up stuff. All right, I'll be right back.
So, cliff notes of the movie. I'm back at where he's in college, and he's been playing 2K, and he started playing 2K because of his cousin. His cousin got sick, and was just he was. Always, he couldn't go out of the house and whatnot. So him and his cousin would always play 2K because, oh, nope, not gonna work like that. Yeah. So he's been learning 2K, and his cousin loved NBA. His cousin loved the game, and so his love for the game.
His cousin loved him.
Yeah, and his cousin loved him, but his cousin dies. And his cousin always told him that he was going to be something, and that gaming could be something for him. And because he was really good, he was like, man, don't give up on this gaming thing. And so he remembers that while he's in college, because all these guys are like, he's like, oh, you can't play 2K. It's like, we'll beat you down. But the thing is like, he never gets that chance because there's no accessible ramps into the fraternity where they've made it into like an esports like area where all these like weekly tournaments happen, and so he can't participate.
Like, maybe since everything is going technology, maybe they converted the old library, because they have a new library. They converted the old library into like an esports like training place. And and the building, they never put in any of the handy accessible stuff, and nobody's like willing to even like try. Like, they just like, well, like, why would we want a handicapped person? They're handicapped. What do they know about playing video games? Like, no handicapped person's never gonna beat me at anything. And it's like you won't even face them. like you're talking all this noise. Like, no, like, I'm ranked. Why would I lower myself by playing handicap players?
Right. Yeah. He's like, man, I could beat that guy. It was like, I was like, yeah, can you? Yeah. But then he has to face that guy online one time, and he doesn't even know it's him. And then he beats him. He's like, man, your voice sounds recognizable.
No. He's Samuel's winning, and then something happens where the dude's like, oh my God, the power went out. I so was about to make a comeback. I don't know what happened, but in order for it to count, you actually got to beat me. So I guess we'll have to do this again sometime. I gotta check my schedule.
No, I think it should just be a random match. He beats him like in a random online match. He doesn't know that he's playing the disabled kid, and he's pissed. But then he finds out, that like because he's been streaming it on Twitch or like Mixer, and like people are watching him. People are watching his game on Mixer,
But
and they're like,
but you don't want him to beat him like you don't want him to beat him out front. You want it to be like a contested thing. So that the climax is him like beating him and destroying that aura. So at first it should be like oh like if it came down to like the last 3 seconds of the match, and then all of a sudden like that kid had one of his lackeys turn the power off for the building or something crazy like that.
right,
Because he
like
doesn't
he was winning, like he was winning or whatever. And he was like one more 3-pointer, and like his 3-point game is on point. Like his character is like he's on fire. He's about to sink this 3, and beat the game, and everybody sees it. It's all online. It's all on Mixer live stream. But then,
you make it like you make it like today. You be like he goes like as soon as that happens, he releases a statement on like Twitter and online saying, "Oh, he was hacked. That wasn't really him playing. Like he like doctor's photo showing he was somewhere else. He doesn't know who took over his like thing. So now it makes whoever that character that he was playing online look like a butthole. He's like, what? Like I freaking beat you. Like, but he's like telling everybody like if he's like a ninja type character, him being like him telling ESPN like online like I got hacked a lot. Like gamers like me gotta keep everything close to the vest. So I won't be playing any more online friendlies for the next year or so while I'm training for this tournament.
Or 6 months or whatever. 3 months.
Yeah, it'd be like instead of it being like, oh, you lost, now he's like doing interviews talking about. So why don't you think pro gamers should play friendlies online anymore? I'm glad you asked. I actually had a situation where someone hacked my IP address and was online trying to play me playing these unranked players. So like I don't do that anymore.
But he was playing. It's just because he was about to lose to the kid.
Yeah. So he just created this whole like social media campaign.
And what about like he has like some kind of like the team manager was like I told you not to do that, man. It's like no. It's like I had to show him what was up. He was like
maybe the team manager could be like the token brown guy, and we could make him like Israel, like where he has like Asperger's or something, but like they don't want anybody to know he's handicapped, and they don't really want him on the team other than to help that guy. He's like, you helping me succeed is just like you're winning, but I just get all the trophies.
Right.
And then at the then like by season 2, that guy can be on Samuel's team too, but as a member, not just as like a lackey or whatever.
Right. Like no, that's good. That's definitely like something you would see like on a show like one of those new millennial shows like the Karate Kid, like Cobra Kai or something like that. That's definitely like a move I've seen like on Cobra Kai.
Yeah. And then he's like, I got proof that I got the proof. Like he never wants me to talk, but I'll tell everybody. I'll tell the world.
Right.
He's like, and then like Samuel could be like, nah, don't do that. I just want you as a friend. I can beat this chump all on my own.
But the thing is like the other kid is like really good at 2K2, so he becomes like his doubles partner.
Yeah. I think this can work.
Oh yeah.
I think it's got legs, Rob.
I think it got legs too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ms. Mckoy-Johnson, is still up in here?
What'd you say?
Oh, Samuel's mom like joined our thing. I wonder if she's still up in here.
Yeah, because like with him being from Pennsylvania and we put it somewhere else, he still got all the stuff where it can be like him being introduced to different stuff, him going to like different types of barcades, him meeting like gamers from like maybe there's Indian kids that go to the school that they're just like international students, but nobody really talks to them because they're Indian, so they just keep to themselves. And like him meeting like different people all over campus, him like finding a coming of age, like finding like once he's like now in this new place and him becoming himself.
What about love interest? Like, do we got a girl up in this?
You mean girls? I like I would like for Samuel to look like he's the guy that the girls my phone. Like he's the guy, like he can have handicapped chicks fawning over him, he can have other chicks falling on him, maybe he can take the villain's girl. Like, you know, I'm all about the love interest.
Right.
Yeah. And I don't think he should just be like one of these like one and done dudes. Like we should write him to be like to have the gift of gab and to have like that Barry Manilow, Gerald Levert swag where like not only can he beat you at 2K, like he'll steal your girl with his word.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you don't treat her right, and he treats her right.
Yeah. Yeah. And then like why can't Samuel get laid in the library? Like why can't he like have like a girl hiding in his closet or under his bed?
Right. So yeah, I think that's good.
Oh, you didn't even say the thing about Will.
Oh right, yeah, that is true. There's like he gets inspired to do it because he sees that there's a guy, a buddy of mine that I talk to on Twitter all the time. His name's Wills. He's a professional Killer Instinct player, and so he sees him winning. He saw a video on YouTube of him winning third place at Combo Breaker and Killer Instinct. He's like, if this guy can win, get third place in Combo Breaker, it's like I know I can beat. It's like I know I can get first place in 2K. Like I'm that good. Like, and so he's like inspired by Wheels being out there playing 2K.
Playing Killer Instinct.
Or Killer Instinct. Yeah, Will's playing Killer Instinct, and he and Will's is kind of like his like mentor type thing. Like he's like, you know, he's like, man, you know, he's like telling him all the stories about him getting punked out by like all these, you know, the able-bodied guys. And like the only person that would understand would be Will's.
I got it. Maybe with one of the love interest aspects, he can go out with like a girl or like go to like an underground or a place or like a cool place, and then he runs into Will, and they got like a lot in common or maybe the same hot chick. Like he's like maybe Will is like, yeah, she's into Will. Like no, she's got like a Will fetish, and it's like you're fucking Will. Like he's like yeah, I get invited to these things all the time. Like they can't get enough of me. Yeah, it'll be like people that have a fetish for like people in wheelchairs.
Right, but it's not like that. Like they don't know it's like that, but Wheels does. But like Samuel's character is like never been invited to one of these things. But now that he's in college, like he's finding out like this whole thing about like, you know, devotees and shit.
Yeah. But then Will's is there. But like everybody, like all the other people that's been invited are excited, and Will's there like, they paid me to make an appearance, so I just came out. Like he's like, no, you will. He's like, you actually know who I am? Like you're not just talking to me because I'm in a wheelchair. He's like, no, you got number 3 at Codebreaker.
It's like, dude, I watched you live on Twitch win. Like, you're the reason why I'm out here. I'm a professional 2K player.
He's like, what prove it? He's like, I got my game system right here. Like you do. Like, I got controllers. How you playing? he's like,
I got 2K20 on the Switch.
Yeah. Well, and then we used the whole thing like people like you did the other night where you was like, what? You can't play with that controller? How about this controller? You don't like that controller? How about this controller? How you want to get your butt beat? I can do it right now.
Right.
It's real. It's real in the field. Let's go. Like he like flips that switch like it happens whenever like it comes to game and he like flips that switch where he goes from like Tony Stark to Iron Man. He's just like, what? You want some of this? Let's go.
Right. Yeah, no.
He'd be like, we see that skit with Dave Chappelle where he's like, he goes to visit the kid in the hospital and the kid's dying from cancer. And Dave Chappelle's like, oh, you died. Oh, you like looking too bad. Here, let me put this controller in your hand so you can continue to get your ass whooped. Well,
It's like, I know you all about the fighting games.
yeah.
Let's play a real brown man sport. 2K.
Yeah. We like, oh, do you need a handkerchief? Because you're about to cry when I sink this street.
Oh, it's so good. This show would be so good.
Boom. I agree.
So yeah, like this is. I mean, I don't know how long we've been on, but like,
Excuse me.
but this pitch is insane. Like, so yeah. I mean, I just think. Hopefully, I'm gonna edit out the dead zone of where you were working, and probably this. Maybe,
And that
I don't
burp.
know.
And that burp
Yeah,
what you did.
Maybe, I don't know. No. But yeah, is there anything else we want to add to this? Like, we need a name. Like, I think 2K MyWay is kind of cool, but it's kind of not. Like, it's just like, I just came up with it.
Yeah,
Because I
but
was like,
as a working title, yeah, but like when it comes time, like if this does get off the ground, when it comes time to start producing it, like we got to make sure that 2K is not a hindrance because we would hate to name it after entity who would be like, oh well, we need to make it less about handicapped people and more about the game. And first and foremost, we want to make it more about the characters.
right.
So like it could be a working title, but like they gotta work with what we're trying to do, not make us like beholden to that.
I think they would. They you know they
would
need
if they
some
know
good
it's good for them.
They need some good press on that 2K. So
Yeah.
so they'd be like they're like opportunity for something that we're doing something good with 2K. Yeah, we're all about it.
Yeah,
like,
because we're not trying to get like professional basketball players and stuff like to be in it. Like we want like people like Wills and people like you to be in it and make it about that, not about the NBA or about the characters that they're playing on the thing. We don't want LeBron James trying to come in there and be like, well, I need 30 minutes in the movie. Like, no, LeBron, sit down, sir. It's not about you.
no, we're not putting LeBron in. You know, if anything, we're putting we're putting James Harden in.
Only if he cuts the beard.
What?
Because if we got him to cut the beard, it's like maybe he loses to Samuel, and the bet is he got to shave his face if he loses. Yeah, let's make it real. Let's make it like let's put some in the movies that you ain't seen before.
Right. I mean, yeah, the thing is, we have to get like 2K, NBA, all up in this. Like they would have to like hold it down and agree
But
with our victory.
we hope that they would, but like we're not gonna change our vision if they don't.